Hey everybody, we just wanted to make a quick video this afternoon, me and Steve, to talk about some of the headlines that we've been getting sent to us, some of the things, the questions we've been asked from people that you've seen on the news over the past couple of weeks, which is that this new Biden mortgage policy has now shifted the cost of homeownership away from people with good credit, away from people with bad credit towards people with good credit, and that people with good credit are having to pay more on a mortgage and they're subsidizing folks with lower costs. And so we wanted to come on and make a video to kind of open up and share a little bit of truth about that because we received so much questioning from that. I mean, one of the headlines I've got pulled up here is that, hey, this is going to burden people with good credit. I've got another one right here that says this is a totally upside down mortgage policy. Regardless of the way that you view it politically, we wanted to come in here and just share some facts with you guys about what is actually happening. And so the first thing is, and I'd like to clear the air on, is that a lot of people think that folks with good credit all of a sudden have worse interest rates than people with bad credit. And that's simply not true. What is happening is the cost to achieve an interest rate is just changing. And people with better credit are now paying marginally more than they were before. But this does not mean that they're suddenly paying way more than people with bad credit. So I'm actually going to share my screen, and Steve, you can take it when I get my screen shared here, and you can kind of explain a little bit about what's going on here. Tell me when you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, I think Fannie and Freddie are trying to compete with FHA. On FHA, you don't have any adjustment to your interest rate if your credit score is above 620. Whereas on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, you have an adjustment to your rate almost regardless. So if you look on this chart, all the stuff that's in pink, which is kind of red, that's where the price went up a little bit. And everything in blue is where the price went down. So what they did was they tried to make it more affordable for people that are putting less than 5% down, which for Fannie Mae is 3% for a first-time home buyer. And they've made it made it a little less expensive for the lower credit scores. If you look across there, mostly 660 and below scores they're not charging them as much as they used to, but they're still paying more than they would if they put more down in most all cases.
Yeah. So like Dad said, everything in the red is where pricing has gone up, and everything in the blue is where pricing has actually gone down. And so like Dad said, I think they're trying to compete with FHA. Recently this year, FHA mortgages got much more affordable for people. It used to be FHA mortgage was really just for folks with credit below about 680. And now that's really opened up to people even around the 720 mark. I think a lot of times this pricing can kind of get confusing to your average home buyer. So I don't want to talk too much about that. But as Dad mentioned, the benefit I think of this is actually first-time home buyers. Those are the people who are really achieving the most benefit from this. Don't you think, Dad? Because before they were actually incurring a lot of costs to do 3% down programs, which is the first-time home buyer incentive.
Yeah, like if you had a 640 score and you were putting 3% down, there were 3.5 discount points to get that loan, whereas there weren't any for FHA. Now the discount points are half that. So the worst case scenario is paying half of what they used to get that rate. Now, what does that mean in your interest rate? Maybe a half a point in interest rate to what it used to be, and now maybe it's only a quarter of a point in interest rate. So it's a significant savings for 3% in lower credit scores. Is that the right thing to do? We're not here to debate that, but those are the people that win in this case. And I think the biggest thing I want to say again is most of my peers feel like, oh, I'm gonna put 20% down, I get the best deal. Well, you get out of mortgage insurance, but you still don't get the best rate till you put 40% down. And that's something we've got to start telling our customers. That's where you get really the base rate. So that's what we got to work on, is educating our customers about that.
Yep. Well, I know you got somebody just walked in, but if y'all have any questions about what pricing looks like, or you'd like to have an interest rate price for you, please let us know, and we'd be happy to do that for you.
Thanks.
All right. See y'all.